Hi, welcome to the Coaching Game. I'm Laurie Lawson, and tonight my guest is Beatriz Garcia. Hey, Beatriz, I am so glad to have you on this show.
I'm so glad of being here also.
We have to give a shout out to Jennifer Lim because she's the one who said, you got to meet each other, you got to see what this woman's doing. And once I heard what you were doing, it's like, oh, absolutely, I've got to say. Beatriz comes to us, I'm going to say right now, from Mexico, but she is, we've had a hard time getting her on this show because she is all over the place. She's an international coach for sure, and she's doing a lot of other interesting things too. So thank you for getting to New York City.
No, thank you very much for the invitation and the pleasure of being here.
Yeah, spending your time. So I guess tell us, I know that you started out in the corporate business world. How did you get into coaching? And then we'll talk about all the levels of coaching that you do. But how did you get into coaching?
Well, I was in corporate before, but I got in coaching in 2009. And it was a way that I had to expand the business that I was having in that moment with my partner. So we went for our first coaching certification. And the moment I got there, I said, I want to do this for the rest of my life. So
cool.
that was the way that I changed.
When you say expand the business, what do you mean? You felt that you needed something extra?
Yeah, we were doing something. We were doing different trainings with people. And we wanted to expand the business, and we realized that many people were doing coaching, and we really didn't know what was coaching about. But the moment I went to my first certification in Colombia, I remember the first day I said, you know what, I want to do this for the rest of my life. So that's the way that I started with coaching, and one certification took me to another one and to another one. So I was just expanding the different methodologies of coaching through the time, since 2009 till now.
Wow. Okay, and so did you use this in your business? I know coaching is so versatile; you can use it in anything, you know. Yeah. But is that where you started? Is that how you started out in business and executive coaching?
Well, yeah. I had a corporate career before. I was working as a strategic planning manager in different companies in Europe, in Mexico, in the United States, and I had that background. I studied business administration before, so when I got the coaching distinctions, I started using them with my clients and get opening doors with my colleagues and friends from my previous job. So that's why the way I started doing executive coaching also and conscious business coaching.
Yeah, that it's pretty amazing because it's funny when you say we had no idea what coaching was. I started out the same way. I had no idea. It's like, oh, but I know I want, and I wasn't really sure the first time I did it, but it was like after I got into it, it was like, I have to do this. I have to do this, and I have to share it with other people. That's why I did the show, and you know, because I want people to know it's out there. So I want people to know you're out there. So when you say that you got certificate on certificate, and I'm sure you're not done. How did you take it? You took it from straight coaching to where have you gone with this now?
Well, I started with Ontological Coaching, and one of the things that I liked the most was the somatic part of that methodology. So I went through the advanced courses for somatic, and then I got to discover Primal Dance, which is another methodology in transpersonal coaching. And I started expanding the different schools, different ideas, different methodologies, different ways, so I can be serving my clients through the different distinctions that I'm getting in the different schools. But I think that one of the ones that I'm using the most right now is the somatic coaching.
I was just going to say, tell me about the somatic coaching, because I've had people try, in 28 minutes or less, but I've had people try to explain it. But when I was talking to you, it kind of made sense to me. So basically, what is somatic coaching?
Well, what I learned is that and the basic, the first certification that I went through, there was Life Coaching, Ontological Coaching, that in that model, we have three domains, which is emotions, body, and language. And the somatic coaching, it's all related with body, but how our body is impacted by our language and by our emotions, and how also our body impacts the way we talk and the way we feel.
Is there a predominant one that leads the others, or do they all work in conjunction? I mean, like your emotions can certainly affect your body and your language, and can your language affect or is one on top?
No, it's everything interrelated.
Okay.
Like you don't talk and you don't move in the same way that you move when you are feeling happy or sad. So it's a different, to be aware of what is your body and how your body moves and distinguish what are you feeling. Like our emotions lives in our body.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that one is predominating, but it's how the three of them, it is in this methodology that we use, the Bell model, we call it body language and emotions. So it's how we impact, more than affecting, it's impact, how we are creating different world through the connection of those three domains.
Okay. So if you say somatic, you're saying that deals mostly with the body.
Yeah, somatic is a Latin, it's a Greek word that means soma, means body, yes.
Oh, okay. All right, so if I want to have a meeting and I want to be forceful in that meeting, like I want to have power, how would my body help me do that?
Well, if we go for that methodology, like ontological coaching, is how you develop your different dispositions in your body, different like stability, and to breathe and take all the awareness that how you want to go through your conversations in that meeting. But you need to do a little bit of work before the meeting. It's not that you will discover it during the meeting. It's like how you are aware of your position, what you want to get through.
So I would think if I started my meeting like this, I would be authoritative. I would be like the big power guy, and I would be closed off. It's like, okay, it's my word and nobody else. Is that right, or am I?
That is more.
Is that more body image? I don't know.
Yeah,
body image.
This is more.
Explain to me the difference.
It has two things, in my opinion. It's yes, you present yourself like close and you think you are like very powerful because you are just in your own world, but it's not just that. It's like also you are closing yourself in one of your points of more energy, which is this space, the solar plexus. So you are also closing that, and you are not allowing anything to come in and anything to go out. So it's not that powerful, but also that kind of postures and positions. It's not what I work with. And actually what I'm saying, that closing the solar plexus is more, what I learned is more through Primal Dance, that it's how we can open that space, that it's one of the different capacities that we have in our body. In that space, when we close it, this is our personal power. This is our capacity of sensibility. So if we close this space, it's also we are not allowing the people to really come closer and understand what we want.
Oh, so we're closing off, we're closing off ourselves, but we're also closing off their ability to come in and go, yeah, I buy in. It's like,
But what you're saying, that with this posture, it's just also like the image and the posture, which is not really what we work with through Primal Dance or through the Somatic Coaching.
Yeah. So somatic is more subtle than, because like the image would tell you, okay, shoulders back and you know, open up. But so somatic is, I always have difficulty grasping this. Somatic is different from image coaching. How?
The thing is that somatic coaching is much more than just the image and what you're presenting. It also is not just the posture. It's also the breathing pattern that you are using, the intensity to demonstrate what is your different disposition. It's not just the way you are sitting. It's everything together. It's the gesture. It's the hands,
breathing. I like that.
The breathing. It's everything together. It's everything that is related with what is here. The thing is that sometimes our conversations are more just what we say and how we say it. And how we say it, how we use our body is also talking a lot. So when we are learning as a coaches that what is the different distinctions that we can use, we give a very different message if we are coherent in what our body is demonstrating, our language is saying, and what is the feeling and emotion and intensity that we're projecting when we are talking.
Well, one of the points of view cards, and that's what this show is based on, points of view, which is designed to bring right and left brain thinking together, you chose was authenticity. Is that what we're talking about? Your total authentic self?
Be you. And it's when I choose that, I was thinking in what is the journey that I have learned and I have gone through Primal Dance, which is the Primal Dance, which is the other, as I told you, when I started my coaching journey, I went to this advanced program of body and movement, and there I discovered Primal Dance, and then I went to study immediately what was Primal Dance in this, which is another school, Transpersonal School of Psychology. And I discovered that when I'm aware of my different capacities in my body, I can really awake the way I am and how I can be authentic with my real self, with my. So it's Primal Dance is it's something that I use to demonstrate and to teach different somatics coaching with my clients. But for me, it's very, very powerful.
We're definitely going to talk about Primal Dance. But one of the things that you said was authentic. And so if I don't believe in the message I'm giving to my people, they're going to be able to tell that if I'm trying to hide it, and if I'm not being totally open and keeping things from them, is there a possibility that
if they are very sensible, they will be able to say this is not authentic. But if they are not that sensible, sometimes people don't believe us. Sometimes people is like,
and they don't know why.
They don't know why. When they know why, is because they are more sensible and they say this is not authentic, this is not coherent, this is not, the body is saying something, the emotion is saying something else, and the message that this person is saying is completely different.
We say something in America, this doesn't smell right. It's like, something's fishy here, meaning it smells fishy, So,
yes, because the body is more, I think it's much more powerful than what we say. What we demonstrate is we can see what we see. It's that projection, that energy that is coming is telling us something all the time. If we are aware and we are attentive, we can see the message. When everything is coherent, we got the idea pretty easy. But when it's something different, the body is telling us something, the language is saying something different. I think that most of the people, we get what the body is saying more than what we said with words.
Well, we are and we're becoming more and more so. We're a very visual culture, I guess, because it's like we're all into seeing screen, and it's whatever you see, your first impression, and then people can talk, and I think we're becoming more skeptical too because of all the craziness, that we hear that isn't true. So, all right, tell me about Primal Dance, because that was what really, it was like, oh, I've got to find out about this. So tell me, how did you get into this, and what is it?
Well, Primal Dance, I learned it through this different personal explorations that go in more into my body. When I discovered that I have danced all my life. But it's not just dancing. It's not choreographic thing. It's when I discovered that I could be like getting more deeper exploration and self-discovery and awakening my different capacities. I got so much interested in going deeper in that. So I went to study in Argentina. This was developed by Daniel Taropio. He's an Argentinian psychologist. And Primal Dance is this. It's not something that you learn, but more than learning, it's to discover and remember and harmonize your different capacities in your body. So the Primal Dance, it's an exploration of these 7 capacities that we have: capacity of trust, capacity of joy, capacity of personal power, capacity of affection, capacity of creative intelligence, capacity of intuition, and capacity of transcendence. So this is the somatic part, this is the body part of this methodology, because Daniel Taropio developed this in personal interactions is his model, and Primal Dance is the body part, the part that we go through our body. And I am really in love with it because it's a very simple, but at the same time so deep that we can really understand how we can awake those centers of energy and how can we be more more authentic and more in connection with our real self, with our real journey, to understand who we are.
How do you think those emotions or the body, how do they get shut down, do you think? I mean, I think we all have repressed things. How do you, what shuts them down? And then you can tell me how you open them up. But is it like from your parents going, don't talk so much? And,
yeah. It's like
the rules of society.
Heard, now that I'm listening to your question, I just remember one story that somebody told me a long time ago, that we come to this world with all the potential to grow big and be free and really expand our wings and fly and get everything. And when we start growing up, there are so many messages that can cut those wings and those ideas and that potential, and we believe it. Mm-hmm. It's also how we give the power to different people. It's not just our parents. It can be our parents, our teachers, our grandparents, the society, everything. So how we cut them off is like we start like coming down and shrinking ourselves, and instead of being this powerful big tree, we are becoming a bonsai in a way.
Bonsai, I love it. What a great explanation, though. It's like, okay, you have the potential to grow into a huge tree, but we keep pruning it, as we say, and cutting off the branches. And a bonsai, we end up a bonsai, bonsais are beautiful. But
yeah, they are beautiful, but they are
tiny. Yes.
Yeah, they are tiny.
What a great way to say that. I love that. I'm glad you remember that story. Yeah.
So, with Primal Dance, one of the things is how through this conscious breathing, movement, chants, music, we use music, we can really start remembering what is our primal nature, what is our capacity, what is our essence. So it's a remembering, it's coming back through our heart and see that we have that potential. We have those capacities.
It's already there. We're waking it up.
Yeah, it's like it's there. It has been there all the time.
Huh.
But we let somebody to come and tell us something, and we believe them. They didn't cut the branches. We cut them ourselves.
Ah, okay.
The message comes from outside, but they are not doing anything to us. So we are the ones that are allowing to, okay, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. So when I start really remembering that I have that potential and I can be aware that I have more freedom and that my journey can be as big as I want it, then I start remembering that primal nature that I have as a human being and see this capacity of unity with everything, that I have all the energies that the universe has in myself. I have the energy of the lake, I have the energy of the sky, I have the energy of everything that is in the nature. It's in me also. So I have that potential. I have that potential to start expanding myself, and I have the potential to make everything possible.
I like to think, that was one of the cards that you chose also, which is, I can't get off the table. Everything's possible. And I love that. And I like to think that's what coaches do also. But I can see where Primal Dance would really be working with the whole of the person. It's like because you're really opening up your body so that you can hear what the coach is saying and what you're saying and things like that. How do you do that, though? I mean, because as you can see, we have you as an executive in Life Coach. You don't get executives to go dance around the room, do you?
Yes, of course.
Do you really?
I do. Yes, I do.
They probably need to do that.
Yes, I love it, and it's. I work in open workshops and also in company and also with train of coaches, that people that is going to become coaches. So we do that in different places that I'm working now, and my colleagues around the world are doing the same thing. So we have this Yes, and it's just to explain to the, I have seen these clients that are executives in very high positions in their companies, and when we explain that we are going to do this and this is going to expand, sometimes they are like the face at the beginning, like, what are we going to do? But the moment,
where's the PowerPoint?
This is the weird thing. We
I want a PowerPoint and I can take notes.
Exactly. But the moment that we start doing this practice with them in the workshops, and they see what they are going through and what they are really connecting to, and how powerful it is for them to go to those places of affection. I mean, if we go in order of confidence and trust, joy and pleasure, sensibility and personal power, capacity of give and receive for everyone, capacity of create and be intelligent, of see beyond the points that we can see, and see what is our footprint in this earth, like what is our transcendence. When they experience that, they really like it. And I have seen that the way they come into the workshop after they practice primal dance, the moment they practice that, it's not a conversation that we have. It's something that you notice in the body, that something changed. Something comes, I mean, it was a message that they get. Sometimes they cannot articulate what is the message. But it's not that I need to know. It's not my ego as a trainer that I need to know what they went through.
Right.
But it's what I see in their body, in their smiles, in their posture, in their awareness and consciousness of their body and their capacities, and how they are using that information in a very simple way through the rest of the workshop. And afterwards, it's amazing. It's something that I really like. Somebody told me once, with meditation, but I can say with primal dance. Primal dance is something that every human being, at least once in their lifetime, they should practice. It's an amazing experience to go through. Or something that relates with different capacities, like primal dance, is something that I really, really recommend.
Let me ask you then, since you recommend it for everybody, what is one thing that we could do, just sitting here right now, or not you and I, but what is one thing that we could all do to just sort of make us aware of what's going on in our body?
With primal dance, without primal dance, without primal dance, right?
Whatever trick you have, we'll take it. I'm going to fix your hair a little bit so it doesn't mess up the mic.
We want to.
Everybody wants to hear this.
Sorry.
No, her gorgeous hair is cascading down. Yes.
Yeah, one thing is like to be aware of our body. Close the eyes and just breathe. And when we breathe, like scan the body from the top of the head to the toes. And once we are there, like we cannot do primal dance as such by ourselves. We need to do it with someone that is guiding, because we need the music, and it's a specific music with a specific, it's not a specific movements, but recommendation of movements that really awake that kind of capacity that we are going through.
Well, you said there are 7 stages or capacities.
Of the,
so each one has a different motion and a music?
Yes, of course. Every of those capacities have different music and different emotion. It's like, for example, with trust, we are like embodied our masculine energy and how we defend our space. It's not fighting, it's defending that this is me, and I have here the possibility to awake my capacity to say no, to put the limits. And then the second,
I need that dance. Yeah, I need that dance.
And the second capacity, how can I go immediately after? Because one of the things of primal dance is also like the capacity to come in and out of different emotions and different situations. So once I finish with that movement, with that energy, then I take a deep breath and I go immediately after to the capacity of joy, which is the feminine and integrating and nice and smiling and rounded energy, and smile is joy. So you cannot be like joy like this. So it's how we go there. And then the third capacity, how we awake, is a different music, and how we awake our sensibility and our personal power, and then affection. So when you affection, and then creativity and intelligence, and then intuition and transcendence. So when you ask me what we can do, the first thing is to breathe and be aware that I have a body, and my body is not just a place to move my head from one side to another side. Sometimes I don't remember, I don't feel like my body is a place that I can learn things.
Yeah, yeah.
That I can really be aware of what I'm feeling, where I'm feeling what.
Is meditation, would meditation be a form of that? Because kind of what you were just talking about is a bit of meditation. It's like a deep breath in and just close your eyes and feel your body, you know. And so would that be like an introduction to just getting aware?
Yes,
Yeah?
actually, Primal Dance is a meditation in movement.
Oh, I like that. A meditation
so
in movement.
To be aware of everything, but I'm moving and I'm creating the different spaces for my different capacities. But the first thing we do with Primal Dance is we start like getting in that space through meditation, and the breathing is very important.
Yes,
Conscious breathing during the whatever we do with our body is very important, because it's given us also the awareness of what are we doing, how I'm moving. Even when I'm walking, if you say, how would one recommendation for the people that if you don't do anything with your body, just when you are walking on the street, when you are taking a shower, when you are brushing your teeth, whatever we are doing with our body, be aware of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Breathing and be aware, instead of thinking that tomorrow I have to do what. And
oh yeah, tonight I'm having for dinner.
Yeah. Like how I can be in the present moment. Then
very
body
difficult,
is always in the present. Body cannot be in the future.
That's a good point. Yeah,
our
you're
body
right.
is always
we
here.
might want to drag it over there or bring it back to where it was, but in reality, we are here.
Yeah, and the mind is the one that is going from one place to another.
The body is
but
here.
The body is in the present. The body cannot be anywhere else.
Very good point. Let me ask you, where can people find out more about Primal Dance? Because I have you, but where else? Where can they find out?
There is a school, the Escuela de Psicología Integral, Transpersonal Integral. It's in Argentina.
Okay.
Yes. But there is my in my signature here.
On your Facebook page,
Facebook
absolutely.
Page.
Yeah.
So if anyone is interested in knowing more about what is Primal Dance and where they can get information on where are the workshops, because there are people doing Primal Dance in Miami, in Spain, in Africa. There are friends that are going to go now for a workshop in the Sahara Desert, and in different places in Europe. In South America, it's everywhere. So if somebody is interested in having a session or a workshop or going to learn more, they can write me and I can orient.
Oh, I love that. All right, so check out her Facebook page is on the bottom, and get it, check that out, and you can get in touch with her. We only have like 25 seconds left. Do you believe how quickly that went? So
yes.
I want to thank you for taking your time to your New York City trip to come here and to start explaining about Primal Dance. I'm all in for the next time you come to go further and deeper into this whole subject, because
I love it.
I think it's so fascinating, and unfortunately there aren't that many places in the United States, so we're gonna have it be you. So thank you, Beatriz Garcia, for being on the show.
Thank you
so much.